Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Karl Anthony Towns is determined to make it work in Minnesota. He says to build a legacy, we got to win. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to keep step by step, brick by brick, building something, a culture that's going to stand here for a long time. It has required a lot of patience, guys.
It has indeed, David. Thanks. Now let's take a look at some of the numbers for Rui Hachimura.
And it's striking how much his three-point shooting has improved this month. His long-range percentage is coming up, and that's going to give them a lift as a team. You can never have enough reliable threat from beyond the arc.
And now Washington's starting group. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Hachimura. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then there's Daniel Gafford. And it's Lowry in at the 1. And for Minnesota, the backcourt guards are Russell and Edwards. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Malik Beasley. And it's Vanderbilt in at the power forward. And as the regular season winds toward the playoffs, Greg, for those teams in the upper half of the standings, how much are they looking at the seeding and their possible opponents?
Well, I don't think most would admit it, but it's human nature to think ahead, trying to map out that route and looking at how it breaks down in the bracket.
And that one is good from Bradley Beal.
Lowry showing you the veteran smarts there, able to sniff out when the D has overcommitted and taking advantage.
Here's Towns. That's no good. Couldn't get his first shot to go. And it's Hachimura penetrating. And the dunk by Hachimura.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Minnesota with the ball, following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Towns. Rebound by the Wizards. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
Well, you know, it takes character, poise, toughness to win on the road, and that's exactly what they showed last game.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
The drive by Russell. He gets it in there.
Well, I tell you, Russell looking very comfortable taking on aggressive defense and getting the job done. That's good focus on his part.
Here is Lowry. He's coming off a 16-point game against Boston. Out to the wing. Hachimura the pass to Gafford. Beal against Edwards. And Beal kicks to Kuzma. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Hachimura. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
Just solid with the jump shot. Hachimura helps your offense in a number of ways. In that case, spacing the floor.
It's Russell with the drive. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Russell.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And Towns, not known for his rim protection, but he's improved in that area recently, challenging and changing more shots.
Now here's Beal. In the game against Boston, very impressive.
And they scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Russell dishes to Edwards. With the floater, and it's good on the layup. And with Towns, Greg, you knew he had the potential for rim defense, and it became a focus for him.
Yeah, and a lot of defense is putting in the effort. Credit Towns for improving in that area. And we'll see if he can take another step defensively.
Here's Hachimura. Anthony Edwards making his last shot. Beal finds Gafford. It's rebounded by Towns.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Washington leading now by 6. snatched away. Kuzma against Beasley. Up top, Edwards. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game.
Composed and cool effort from Edwards inside, not rushing himself or forcing a bad shot, taking what's available.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And it's Lowry penetrating. Kuzma outside. Hachimura the pass to Gafford. Back to Hachimura. Cranes the three-pointer. Hachimura's got 8 points.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And here's Russell after Rui Hachimura gets his shot to go from deep. It's Beasley on the wing, guarded by Kuzma. Beasley with a clean look. Gets an open look and hits.
It works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensive.
And it's Lowry penetrating, and the rejection by Town. Russell with it. Picked up by Kuzma. Russell looking it over. There's the try, and the slam dunk by Russell.
Big guard, nice handle. D'Angelo can take you a number of ways off the drive.
Your Timberwolves dancer.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. McDaniels comes in for Vanderbilt. James Ennis, he'll check in for Edwards. And it's Patrick Beverley in for D'Angelo Russell. So for the Timberwolves, their last game, a win against the Rockets.
Yeah, and with most of the arena against them, they just banded together and trusted one another to make the right play.
Well, you know, the cohesiveness was evident out there. These guys feel like they can win in any arena, and they proved it that game.
Timberwolves trail by 3. Here's McDaniels, and finished off by McDaniels.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Here's Neto. Passes to Bertans. Minnesota with the rebound. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
And you know what, guys? It just seemed like they never really had the kind of energy necessary. They just weren't comfortable on the defensive end.
Now here's Harrell. Following the miss by Malik Beasley. The shot's good from Kispert.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And so it's Minnesota with it. 4-point game. Beasley against Oladipo. There's the pick. Pass to Reed. Here's Beverly. Timberwolves passing it around.
2 minutes.
Here's Beasley driving to the basket. Here's Reed. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Kispert, the pass to Oladipo. The shot that time, not on target. And Minnesota will come the other way. A minute 42 left to play in the first quarter. Here's McDaniels. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Wizards leading by 4. Oladipo outside. Harrell kicks to Bertans. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
I'm glad we got to see the Mobile One block once more. What a play.
And in a close game, blocks like that are so clutch, and that could be a real difference maker here tonight.
Looking at who's out there now for the Wizards. Gill is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Avdia comes in for Kispert. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Oladipo. Now, here's Bertans. No points in the game yet for him. Shot clock at 5. Caldwell Pope. Second chance effort. And Bertans lays it up and in. And the Wizards lead by 6.
It's never easy trying to keep him off the glass. He's an absolute beast down there.
Beasley, the pass to Beverly. Loads it up for Beasley, and it's Beasley finishing it off.
Chemistry at its best, an unreal alley-oop.
God, you're right. The pass, the catch, the dunk, all of it perfect.
And it all had to be, because that's not nearly as easy as they made it appear.
Neto kicks to Caldwell Pope. Here's Pertinis. Here's the pass to Neto. And here's Caldwell Pope. Here's Avdia. No good on the triple. And it's continuous. Caldwell Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Now here's Ennis. Pass to Reed. 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Beverly feeling it out a bit. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Reed misses.
I wouldn't say that's exactly his spot now. I mean, and you can see why.
Avdia gets the bucket.
Avdia.
And that does it for the first quarter. Washington out in front, leading by 6. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Washington.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
Something else they've been able to do so far tonight is earn those tough points in the paint.
Here's Beverly. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Patrick Beverly out there with Russell. Then there's Anthony Edwards. Then there's Towns, and Vanderbilt in at the 4. So that's the Timberwolves' 5.
If Towns gets a good look at the 3, you feel like it's going in.
And something this team wants from Russell, his ability parts to close games out on offense.
Yeah, and that's something you grow into, Kevin. I mean, and Russell is starting to develop that part of his game, but to create on his own, he knows how to do that now. It comes down to learning on the job as to when to do that and when not to.
Here is Edwards after the basket by Washington. Floats one. He lays it in. Edwards got his 3rd bucket of the night.
You know, confidence feeds on itself, and the more experience Edwards gets, I think the more confidence he'll continue to gain, especially operating in these pick-and-roll sets.
Now here's Beal. He's got 5 with the drive. Second shot opportunity, and that one is good.
Anthony Gill.
Gill's got his first 2 points of the night.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And I don't care how far from the bucket he is. You've got to have a man on him. He's just too good from deep.
Now here's Beal to the right side. Avdia, the pass to Gill. He kicks it to Avdia. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own. Avdia's got his 2nd bucket of the night. Towns, a screen on Beal. Outside, Towns. And another three for Minnesota.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
For Washington, they've gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Beal drives in. And the rejection by Towns.
You know, one thing they can count on from Towns on the defensive end is block shots. He does not like to give up a clean look.
Towns sets the pick for Beverly. Russell left side. 6 to shoot. Back to Towns. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. That puts them in the lead. Edwards got the lead up to 1 now for Minnesota.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
I love when Beal slashes to the rim like this, using that athleticism and speed so well.
Beverly wide open. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Beverly's got his first 3 points of the game.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Your Timberwolves Dancers.
And Washington going with a whole new group here. Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Karl Anthony Towns.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Now here is Lowry. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Gafford inside. Towns on him. Kispert wide open. He fires. Good on the three-point shot. Kispert's got 6 points. Well, we've seen mid-range jumpers lose fever, but Clark, it seems like the floater is on the rise.
Kevin, it's a must-have shot in today's game because of the lane being open as much as it is, the way the game is officiated, where you can drive it and create foul situations. Smaller guys that get in the lane have to have a shot that can avoid taller defenders, and the floater is that shot.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
It's Edwards on the wing. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards. Here we are, 2 games left before the start of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the possible field. You look at Washington. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all.
And, for the Wizards, their fans had high hopes for them this season, and they have not let them down. It's been a fantastic campaign thus far, and they really are set up perfectly for a deep run in the playoffs.
It's obvious their eyes have been squarely on the postseason for a while. It'll be fascinating to see if the regular season dominance carries over.
A shot by Lowry. Wide open. And again, Washington with the triple.
And those reflexes never let Lowry down. He was primed for that shot.
And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 7. They need this. Rebound by Harrell.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Lowry kicks to Kispert. Inside, Gafford finds Harrell. Just 5 on the clock. Oladipo for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
They're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Fans, the loudest section gets free t-shirts. Let's see who's the loudest. All right, look who's coming on the court. Come on and get loud for your Minnesota Timberwolves Dancers.
Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Karl Anthony Towns. McDaniels comes in for Vanderbilt. James Ennis, he'll check in for Edwards. And it's Malik Beasley in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Beasley. 17 points for him last game against the Rockets in Houston. Passes it to Reed. No good again that time.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful, because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
And one thing about Nasri, he knows how to play within himself.
You're absolutely right, Greg. He doesn't force shot. Rarely takes any shot that's contested. That's why his efficiency is so good.
The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Oladipo for three. The shot misses. And Minnesota now the other way. They host the Spurs after this one. And that will be the middle game of this three-game homestand. That one's good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Ennis. Wizards have gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter, well above the 50% mark from the field. Lowry passes to Harrell. Offline with his three.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Washington leading now by 8. Now Oladipo. 6 points for him. Pass to Kispert. Nice ball movement by Washington. Here's Lowry. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And that's now 7 points for Kyle Lowry.
And try and name a 6-footer who likes to operate inside more than Lowry. He is a beast.
Lowry against Beasley. And the rejection by Gafford. And here we go. Washington fast break. The kick out to Oladipo. Lowry against Russell. For the three. Oladipo misses. Timberwolves trail by 10. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Russell with it. Lowry picks him up. And here is McDaniel. Clock at 4. Back to Reed. Washington with the rebound. Gafford's got 5 rebounds tonight. Oladipo for 3. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt at his 3rd make.
Boy, this is the kind of player Victor Oladipo is. Confident, under control, ready to fire on the catch.
Minnesota's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Outside Russell. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Russell's got 6 points in the quarter.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Oladipo, the pass to Gafford. Back to Oladipo. Launches a 3. Another miss by Oladipo. Timberwolves trail by 10. Outside Russell. Lets it go from deep. Drills it from outside. Russell's got it back down to within single digits for the Timberwolves. Victor Oladipo getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He witnessed him delivering a series of three-pointers as he notched 3 total in the quarter. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Victor, you ignited the team in the first half, but what do you need to do better in the second half?
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Welcome, everyone, as we dig into the details. Things working out so far for the Washington Wizards.
The three-point shot was their best friend. I agree with the strategy. When it's working, take advantage of it. I don't really like it. Live by the jumper, die by the jumper. But tonight, they're living, and they're living good, baby.
And getting back to the game at hand, a nod to 2 guys who have really brought it for their respective teams.
The thing I'm noticing is how competitive it's been at the point guard position. Both guys are trying to gain the upper hand in this matchup. You love how hard each one of them is playing. I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, one half to go. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So the Wizards 5 right now. Rui Hachimura out there with Daniel Gafford. Then there's Lowry. Then there's Bradley Beal. And it's Kuzma in at the small forward position. Lowry kicks to Kuzma. No good on the 3. And Joe Edwards will bring it up for Minnesota. Russell with it. And Hachimura picks him up defensively. And it's Towns missing. Wizards leading by 7. Right side, Beal. Plays it up and banks it in. Beal's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Wizards. Here's Edwards. Off target with his 3. The Wizards shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. Kuzma finds Beal. Back to Kuzma. Lets it go with a 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. And it's a 12-point Washington lead.
A reliable stretch forward. In this day and age, Kuzma is very valuable because of his three-point shooting.
Russell passes to Towns. To the paint. Here's Vanderbilt. Good, and the assist goes to Towns.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
And so it's Washington with it after the basket by Minnesota. Lowry passes to Gafford. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah, you know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now here's Towns. He's got 8. They set the pick. Edwards with it. And Hachimura picks him up defensively. Edwards can't hit. Washington leading now by 12. And that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got 10 points in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Here's Russell. Rui Hachimura picking up that last basket. The kick out to Towns. Here's Vanderbilt. He's covered by Hachimura. 5 on the clock. Here's Edwards. Rebound, Washington.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Hey, fans, who wants a free t-shirt? Make some noise! Bang, your Timberwolves dancer!
Beverly, he's checked in for Russell. The Wizards also changing it up. Bertanis, he's checked in for Daniel Gafford. And Raul Neto subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Timberwolves trail by 16. Beasley outside. Kuzma pulls it in.
You know, his scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
And although he's a little undersized as a shooting guard, Beasley is still a great rebounder.
Yeah, and can regularly hit double-digit totals in that area. Very quick to the ball. Always nice to have a great rebounding guard.
Here's Beasley after the basket by Washington. Shot to stop the run. Not enough on that one as it misses. Wizards leading by 18. And it's Beal in the corner. A wide open look here for Kuzma. Good. It's Beal picking up the assist. Beal's got 3 assists in the game. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Kuzma against Beasley, looking to get back on track here. They shoot again. Hachimura grabs the miss.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
Here's Beal. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Here is Edwards. He's got 9. Minnesota calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
All right, look who's coming onto the court. Come on and get loud for your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota. McDaniels comes in for Malik Beasley. Here's Beverly. Outside, Towns. Back to Beverly. 6 on the shot clock. Towns, the screen. McDaniels. Another miss by Minnesota.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
The 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Out to the right wing. Reed the pass to Towns. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. Here we are, 2 games left before the start of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the possible field. Taking a look at Minnesota, winding things down this season. They're in that all-important 9th position within striking distance of a playoff spot.
And I think for Minnesota, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen them enough to know by now they're not going to make that switch from good to great at this point. Not this year anyway.
Get loud for your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
Ennis, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And then for Washington, Montrezl Harrell, he's checked in for Hachimura. Avdia comes in for Kyle Kuzma. And it's Oladipo in for Beal. Here's Washington now. Really controlling it now with an 18-2 run here. It's Harrell, top of the key. Oladipo for 3. The Wizards with another miss. Minnesota's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on threes. Ennis with the ball. The 3. Victor Oladipo grabs the miss. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 23 points.
Hey, this is what we've come to expect from Harrell. High energy, productive play. Always hustling and impacting the game.
Minnesota's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Beverly, the pass to Reed. Makes it off the glass. Beverly's got 5.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And here are the Wizards now. They're on a 20-4 run right now. Right wing. And there's the drive. Back to Neto. Here's Bertans for 3. Nailed from three-point land. He has 7.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Now here's Beverly. He has 5. The pass to Reed. There's the pick. Ennis with the ball. Now guarded by Harrell. And that one good.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And the Wizards with possession, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. Neto with the bucket.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
Here's McDaniels, following the bucket by the Wizards. It's Edwards on the wing. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Down to the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor. Washington's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Neto kicks to Oladipo. The three-pointer no good.
Hey, how about imagining if they were hitting their shots, how big the lead could be. But so far, that's not been the case.
To the wing right side. And Avdia, the bucket on the assist by Oladipo.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Edwards looking it over. Now here's Ennis. Here's Reed. Great D that time from Harrell. And so it's Washington rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be right back after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. They've got Towns. And it's Prince in at the 4-man position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
That one goes in.
And you know Prince is feeling it when he takes this shot. Love the confidence.
Well, Clark, with the success of the play-in tournament, Commissioner Silver pushing for a mid-season tournament with the winning team earning $1 million per player.
You know, Kevin, adding additional games, I think, would be a challenge. I'm not quite sold on that, but I do know that $1 million would incentivize role players. The question is whether or not star players would be as motivated to add more games in the middle of the season.
And here's Towns, following the three-pointer by Corey Kispert. Here's Noel, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Wizards passing it around. Fires the 3. Minnesota with the rebound. Here's Okogie. Pass to McLaughlin. Towns at the elbow. Passes it to McLaughlin. Here's the screen. He takes it in. It's not going to go for him. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Kispert dishes to Beal. Pass to Kispert. Caldwell Pope kicks to Abdia. The rebound by Prince.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
To the inside. Here's Towns. Drops it in from 14 feet away. And that's now 10 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
You know, Towns would rather shoot the three or post you up, but he's good enough as a shooter that the mid-range is effective for him, too.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And Towns throws it down.
Yeah, he's been hooping, but the rest of the team, not so much.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. A drive by Beal. Count that bucket.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
We're seeing a lot of top high school players opting for the G League over college now, Greg. What's your advice to top young players on their path to the NBA?
And, well, Kevin, I think you just answered it. It's their path. And I don't think the same path is right for everybody. There are going to be a lot of talented young men and women who want to go to college for the experience, you know, for the environment, for the networking, right? You're going to make some of the best friends you'll ever have on a college campus. Having said that, though, some kids aren't in the college, aren't in the school. They want to just go and pursue their passion and their craft, and that's why I think the G League and the developmental leagues that are out there are so good for these young players.
Now here's Caldwell Pope, and it's Beal in the corner. Gill against Towns. And that one is good from Bradley Beal.
And this is Beal at his best. He's cooking with grease, and his teammates need to keep feeding him.
Timberwolves have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And the pass to Okogie. He dishes it to Prince. Pass to Okogie. Outside, Towns. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
He hit a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Beal drives in, kicks to Abdia, to the middle. Gill against Towns. And the dunk by Kispert.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Towns. And Clark, you played in a very physical era. What do you think about the way fouls are called right now?
I really don't have a problem with it, Kevin. I mean, some of the fouls that were allowed in years past, way back in the 70s and 80s, I mean, those were borderline flagrant 3 kind of fouls. The game was more physical, and it was accepted as such, but I don't know if that was necessarily good for the game. I think now, the way they have it set up and the way it's officiated as it relates to physicality and flagrant fouls, yeah, it may be a little bit too far the other way, but I think it's the right balance overall.
The Wizards have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth, 4 of 9. Gill, the pass to Abdia. Connects from three-point range.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
And so it's Minnesota with it after Avdia made the last three-pointer. Count it good. 16 points for Karl Anthony Towns.
You know, we all know Towns can do big numbers on offense, and it's great to see him this focused.
And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. He kicks to Avdia. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Now, here's Avdia. It's Beal on the wing. And it's Kispert in the corner. That three off the mark. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. McLaughlin, the pass to Towns. Now the pass to McLaughlin. 2 on the clock. From deep. Avdia with the rebound. Avdia's got 4 rebounds now tonight, and stolen by Prince.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Wizards.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And one thing about this team, they never stop pushing the envelope. Fantastic year already with 65 wins, and tonight making it 66. Very impressive.
A 2-game season series. They win them both and complete the sweep.
That's a nice feeling to get the sweep. Even though it is a small number, still nice to get that sweep.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Denny Avdia.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
Kispert, and the jumper from down low is good.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I'll tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what. And they got it done.
Here's Noel. Following the basket by Corey Kispert. Fires from the line. And that one hits back iron. Down low, here's Gill. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. As we leave you with our New Balance Player of the Game, Denny Avdia.